Extreme fighting has quickly become the most controversial sporting event in the world. No pads, no helmets. The only weapon, the human body. Critics compare this sport to human cockfighting. In November 1995, the first extreme fighting was scheduled in Brooklyn, New York. At the last minute, the event was banned by the New York City and state governments. For 2 days, the promoters searched the country for a new home. And on the 18th of November, extreme fighting took place in Wilmington, North Carolina. Since then, the brutal event has met extreme opposition from every side.
I think we're looking at a level of athlete here that's completely different, than we've ever seen before. These are extreme fighters, and they're the best of them. These guys work on their minds so that they can be strong in very bad positions. So when your mind still wants to fight, but your body can't, it can push you even further.
New York, April 1996. Battlecade Productions has set a date and a place for their next event, the Mohawk Indian Reservation outside of Montreal.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, we got a big fight coming up. He's gonna kick some butt.
The offices are filled with promoters and publicists peddling the no-hold-barred event to the media.
Oh yeah, he's gonna win again.
Montreal. The eager countdown to Extreme Fighting 2 has begun, and final preparations are being made.
No eye gouges, no biting, and no hooking the fence.
2 fighters, nobody moves. Will the fight be stopped and move? Fighters get up and we start again, or?
If they're both dead, we'll stop the fight, but otherwise I don't really see, any reason to pull someone out of position.
Fighters are being weighed and assigned their weight classes 48 hours before the event. In extreme fighting, some of the most important decisions are made last, such as who's going to fight who. It's still a new young sport.
Come down.
You lose 1 pound, you can fight Nigel Scantlebury.
I'll do it.
Okay, we'll weigh you in again. You lose 1 pound. He loses 1 pound, he fights Nigel.
Some have to lose weight. Others have to gain it.
So why doesn't this guy start eating right now if he only has to come up 5 pounds?
In the meantime, 20 miles outside Montreal proper, the Mohawks in Kahnawake prepare, because this tribe still insists upon their autonomy. They even have their own police force. Officially, they must obey the laws of the Quebec government, which they hate, and this event is becoming a sore point between the two. Peacekeeper Chief Joe Montour has been ordered to stop the brutal event from taking place. Yet the Mohawk men, women, and children love combat arts and are prepared to do everything to protect their rights.
We've always admired the fighting spirit or the willingness of the spirit to soar. And what these athletes have achieved in their lifetime is phenomenal, and it's something that should be commended. And not only from the men of the Mohawk Nation, but the women as well, have a lot of admiration for people that have that warrior spirit and that willingness and competitive spirit, to compete at that level.
We don't know that somebody isn't going to come here and hassle anybody, so that's what we're going to do.
The fighters, operating on the edge of legality, are debriefed by producer Donald Zuckerman and matchmaker John Peretti.
Make sure that everybody understands here that, if one person leaks this, we're
and secretly transported to their hotel rooms in Ottawa. Extreme fighting in the Franco-Canadian province is close to being forbidden, but the fighters seem relaxed. But little do they know, they're in the eye of the storm. For weeks, negative publicity and public outrage have been feeding the press. Donald Zuckerman desperately tries to keep the event afloat. If the Mohawk Head Council reacts to the pressure of the Canadian government, Extreme Fighting 2 becomes the major casualty of this no-holds-barred event.
I mean, in the event that we got kicked out of Canada, could I do this in New York or not? Worst case is that, the Army shows up on the reserve and stops the whole thing. The history of the Army and the Indians has not been good for the Army. So I don't think that's going to happen. They could also assure us in some way that the telecommunication will take place and then at the last minute pull the plug.
Meanwhile, back at the hotel, the fighters kill time.
Our style, jiu-jitsu, that means in simple words, it means a street fight with 100% techniques. Makes us see then the situation so normal for us, to be and anything goes in a show like that. It's like you train in school. So it's the same feeling, You have no kind of, you don't get excited, you don't get too calm. It's a normal situation. Like you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you take a shower. That's the same for us. Because that's what you do, from as soon as you were kids, So, and it's not only jiu-jitsu, but the Brazilian people is like that, You love fights, You have fish fights, cock fights, dogs fights, So something in the blood, it's a virus in the blood.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion Conan captured his first heavyweight extreme fighting crown after conquering his opponent in a fierce, excruciating bout. He'll defend his world title shortly with everything he's got. Orlando Wheat, a world champion kickboxer from Holland, and his wife Valerie stroll through the city of Ottawa. They try to enjoy the short time before the fight, but recently married, extreme fighting is part of their honeymoon.
As a young boy, as I can remember, 4 or 5 years, I started to have a lot of problems with school. And after that, I started to do really karate, really sport for learning the sport. And now I'm 30 and I'm doing it for my life. I win my money with it. I enjoy it. I like to win. I like to lose. I like to feel the pain. I like to give the pain. And the day I get afraid is the day I will stop with this sport.
Zuckerman struggles to keep the existence of the fight alive.
If you succumb to this, you're allowing somebody to censor our right to speak to the American public. There are people who want to see this. Now, if this event does not occur because you leave, I cannot even tell you the devastation it will cause to me personally. I mean, but that isn't, but that will be the result. And the Native American promoter has every penny tied up in this. Again, I am not threatening you. I am begging you.
The Canadian crew is afraid of being arrested.
They are in no jeopardy. We've got a fight tonight.
Everybody on there?
Oh yeah, we got them all.
We hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, Martin gets the...
And back in Ottawa, the Battlecade staff and fighters, particularly Orlando Wheat, start to come under fire from the Canadian police.
Please put Donald on right now. The police are here. Just put Donald on, all right? Hi. So the police are here. Yeah, and they're trying to scout us out. It's just that I guess Orlando Wheat has just confronted someone, I don't even know who, and said that, the papers are saying they're going to be, the fighters are going to be arrested, and you're going to be arrested.
Hi, how you doing? Hi. Enzo said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes, I called Emma on the phone.
Okay.
Come in, sir.
Sure.
You called Emma on the phone?
You guys, go.
A shock Peretti gets the news that Orlando wants to withdraw from the fight.
We came here with no problem. We have solved the problem, and now you're leaving.
Who's that?
Orlando.
You deal with
come to the event. He doesn't do anything illegal until he fights and see what the situation is.
I would rather you take a wait-and-see attitude. I would rather you come here and listen to the police. She's not going to give you anything, though, Orlando. She doesn't have anything there.
I'm not going to be here.
It's not fair for the promoter side because he didn't tell the fighter exactly what is going on.
On the morning of the fight, the kickboxing world champion gives in to the legal pressures and refuses to enter the extreme fighting ring, a slap in the face to the event's promoters. As the other fighters prepare to chase the prize money and the world titles, Peretti is still fuming in the wake of one of his stars' departures.
What do you think about Orlando, John?
Huh?
What do you think about Orlando?
I think he's a piece of shit.
I think he's chicken.
I think he totally chickened out and he used as an excuse, some political nonsense.
But in Kanawaki, oblivious to the legal maneuverings and last-minute problems, Extreme Fighting 2 gets underway.
Go, Nigel, go.
And in the roar of the crowd, the hard months of planning recede as the intense fighters strut toward the ring. Wearing nothing but their pride and wounds from 100 battles, they're about to do what they've trained their entire lives and traveled thousands of miles to do: fight.
It is time for Extreme Fighting 2. History, sports history comes over here. I'm Dave Fontempo along with John Peretti. And John, we've always had the Gracie name be very big in this contest. Now the emergence of Igor Zinoviev last time, and he's here tonight.
Yes, he is, and he's fighting the #1 Wing Chun fighter in the world today, Steve Faulkner.
Well, of course, he won over Mario Sperry, make him against the guy 272-0. Now, of course, the Gracie name still here tonight, John.
Yeah, the Gracie name is here, and Health Gracie, consummates that 159-pound class. And he's fighting tonight Steve Nelson, and Steve is the best Sambo in America.
Well, we'll see all kinds of styles. We'll see jiu-jitsu, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, maybe a little kickboxing, wrestling. We'll see which style comes together. But that's not all we have here tonight on Extreme Fighting 2. We've got the Penthouse Pets, and they'll be entertaining you also, one per bout. Let's take a look at the first one. That's Elizabeth Hilden. There's the order of fights before we get to Elizabeth. Ralph Gracie, of course, Steve Nelson, Jim Rivera, Carlos Newton, Conan Silveria, and Carl Franks. Quite a lineup coming your way with the Extreme Fighting 2. 6 bouts in all. And of course, as we mentioned, the Penthouse Pets.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Jason Canals and Nigel Scantlebury.
This is the bantamweight division. From Tracy, California, Jason Canals.
Credentials, so come in here. Jiu-jitsu expert, 11-2. Also a great belt in Taekwondo.
Right here in Montreal, Nigel Scantlebury.
Nigel Scantlebury, the hometown hero from right here in Montreal.
Yeah, he's the best guy I can find in this weight class, in all of Canada. He's
the most well-rounded fighting we've seen in a long time.
Well, this should be quite an interesting bout.
Jason Canals trains in the Lion's Den in California with Frank Shamrock.
Well, we are set to go. 15-minute time limit. And Canals 20 years old, Scantlebury 34, 5'8" to 5'7" for Canals, and their weight exactly the same, 139. And in extreme fighting, John Peretti, the matchmaker, keeping people very close to themselves in weight, so you don't have a mismatch.
Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 139 pounds.
That's the weight
with
limit.
A fighting record of 11-2 in martial arts. He holds black belts in Jiu-Jitsu, a green belt in Taekwondo. He currently trains in submission, fighting at the Lion's Den with Ken and Frank Shamrock. He is 20 years old, Jason Canals.
We can get into that stuff there.
And from right here in Montreal, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in tonight 139 pounds, he's the 1987 bronze medalist in the World Kickboxing Championships. He is 34 years old. He is Nigel Scantlebury.
The ring, 15-minute bouts, 5-minute OT in the championship bouts. We'll talk more about that later. No bouting or eye gouging. Doctor or referee can stop the bout. We've also had some safety gloves added. You can win by submission, by knockout, by technical knockout, corner throws in the towel, and of course, John, submission the most likely of all the scenarios to win by.
The doctor has broad discretion, and so does the referee. Let's see about this strategy session about to occur here.
And for those of you who saw Extreme Fighting 1, you notice the gloves are different. They are padding. They're for safety purposes, but they do leave the palm open so that the grappler is not given a disadvantage by the safety feature. And we're off, scheduled for 15 minutes. Canals in the black trunks, Scantlebury in the purple and the mean-looking trunks.
Well, Scantlebury's standing up like a kickboxer now, and I think Jason's going to shoot.
First move, oh so critical, John.
Oh, it's so much in this sport. See the kick. I think Jason's looking for the shoot.
And how many matches would you say the guy with the first advantage goes on winning?
I think that the aggressor wins at the beginning, but I want to see how technical this guy is, you know?
Well, so far, both of them studied jiu-jitsu, looking like they would try to use kickboxing to set that up.
And there it is. There's the shoot. He's got him in close. Let's see if he works him from there. A couple of knees. He's got the head. A couple of knees. He's going to take him to the ground, and this could be the beginning of the fight here.
Well, Scantlebury gets on top. He's in great shape, but here is Canals trying to get out of it, wrestle himself down.
Let's see if Jason knows what he's doing on the bottom. He goes for an armbar. Oh, he escapes from the armbar. Now we have a real fight.
Excellent move by Canals to get out of what might have been a closer right away, and he gets himself back in good terms here.
What it looks like is Jason's nervous on the outside and doesn't punch and kick near as well as Nigel, but he understands the game because he got right out of an armbar, and he got out of the mount, and you know how difficult it is to do that.
And to get out of the armbar and the mount right in succession.
He's going to the guard. He's starting to work the head.
Now Scantlebury puts himself in a good spot here. He's looking.
He's going to mount him again.
Going to try to mount. Try to get Canals to submit.
See, Jason just went for an ankle crank and missed it.
He did that from far outside.
Yeah.
Now Scantlebury working.
Side control.
The crowd always believes here, John, that the end of a bout is imminent when they see this position. Yes or no?
No. I'm just watching to see what he's going to do. That was a bad mount, way up in the air. There's an ankle. He's working for the ankle right now. If he turns onto his side, he's got the ankle now. Let's see what he's going to do with it. Worst thing you can do is try to get an ankle on a guy who's getting an ankle on you. He's got that calf crank. He hasn't figure four'd it yet.
Scantlebury.
He's going to turn onto his belly. He's putting some pressure on him now.
Scantlebury had himself in good
Now he's going
position.
for an ankle. It looks like Jason's got a bad position, and Nigel's getting a better one. He's got the 2 ankles. Let's see who's going to work on this.
Now
Someone's going to have to get up.
Where do they go from here?
He's going to have to try to get up, and Nigel's trying to get up, which could put him in the danger of a joint lock.
Well, kicks attempted here by Canals, trying to get himself free, and there's a lot of blue-collar work on
He's
the
got
inside.
the ankle again. This is a dangerous one. He's in a lot of pain. Now the hooks are doubled over. Let's see what Jason can
Will he
tolerate
go right
here.
back to that?
Well, let's see what he can tolerate here. Jason gets up. He didn't submit. Nothing. He popped out.
Well, that was strange. Scantlebury just
popped
stopped.
out. No, he popped out. And you hear his corner saying, get position first.
Well, Canals has established the top. Does he have the better position?
He
in your
does
view?
not. The only reason that he can't be knocked over to his right is because the fence is there. But he's trying to push. See the way he's pushing him over that way? Now he's in his guard. Let's see how good a guard Nigel has. You'll notice that the right hand is becoming vulnerable because it's on the ground.
We're 4 minutes into the first bout of the evening. Bantamweights at 139 pounds in extreme fighting. And whereas we've had some extreme bombing and big moves in extreme fighting one, here we have extreme technician skills being employed.
I have to say that this is pretty well matched.
That's coming from the guy who put these together, and we've already got
time.
the 5
It's going
point
to stop the time. He spit his mouthpiece out.
A little safety measure employed there. They have to make sure the position is exactly the way it was.
Well, that's, you know, in boxing, that's a sign of exhaustion there when you spit your mouthpiece out.
It really is, and if referees believe you're doing it intentionally, they can penalize you.
You notice he didn't stand him up and send him to a neutral corner there, Dave.
A little bit of personality for every sport.
Now you notice Nigel trying to get 1 foot under. Jason coming up, just trying to beat the guard.
Canals on the outside, and good leg work.
Leg over arm bar misses. I'm starting to see Jason looking better now. He's going to side control.
He's opening up a little more than he was earlier. Side control, and looks to have a little bit better balance on the top.
Back in the guard.
Scantlebury.
Now watch that right arm of Jason, because it could be in jeopardy.
We're more than a third of the way into the regulation aspect of this bout, and you've got guys with similar styles, and they're waging the war that way.
Nigel's guard is closed and high, which is good, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything from
Now,
it.
especially to people who have never seen this or just tuning in, what is Nigel trying to accomplish from the bottom?
Well, he is attacking from the bottom. He's got better position. He's got him between his legs in the proverbial guard. He's hooked the right arm of Jason, and that's the one he's working on. He's actually trying to get that arm bar, but he just hasn't attempted. There's an elevator, and he spins it over into mount.
Boy, John, just as we were talking, he went for it.
And there's a reversal.
That's a sign of good matchmaking right there. These guys able to negate one another. Well, it has been an interesting series of twists and turns as we approach 7 minutes in to this first bout of the evening here.
You see Jason trying to hit him with knees. Not the greatest thing to do. He should be concentrating on getting out of that position.
Is there enough room to work in there for these guys?
It's 27 foot.
Where they are right now, though, being that the fence is right there, are they being choked off at all?
No, I don't think so. I think the absence of a corner is what makes this ring so great. And you'll notice that Jason's come up, but he exposes his heel if he does this. And here they are right in front of us.
Jason trying to do it from the top, and Scantlebury from the bottom.
Scantlebury's trying to get the heel. Jason's been there before. You can see that. He's just hanging over him.
looking for a spot to get the perfect
There's the leg
positioning.
again. Got power in that. Oh, he's saying no. Jason says, you're not hurting me.
And he tries to discourage that by
right
pounding
hands.
down. Try to get the leg action removed by firing some shots. And again, you'll notice the gloves.
Comes an elevator. Oh, back to the guard. You know, Scantlebury feels the pressure of this guy because every time he tries an elevator, he goes back to the guard for protection.
He's gone back to that guard countless times here.
You see how weak the guard is right now. Jason could come up, but as soon as he senses it, he closes it again.
Now from Jason's position, what is the best way to beat the guard?
Oh, he has to back up. His hands are too forward. He subjects himself to an armbar that way.
So even though you've got aggression on your mind, you've got to be playing a little prevent at the same time. And we've got more than halfway through this match as these guys continue to trade their positions here.
I'm worried about Jason's right hand again. It's so high, you know, and if Scantlebury could just pick his guard up a little more, he could work the armbar. You know, these guys have had a lot of jiu-jitsu training, but they really don't understand the game totally yet. They're more submission fighters.
You see Canals using his hands, but not scoring at all with them. They're more or less being just flailed.
You see that he's got a front naked crank on him now, and he's trying to put pressure on his neck. That's not a choke, that's a crank. He's trying to hurt his neck. It would be helpful if he put double grapevines on. There's a single grapevine. Let's see if he'll go for another one. Just content to hang in there. The single grape again puts more pressure on the neck.
Well, Canals on top. Question is, how comfortable is he? Got a mouthpiece on the mat.
5 minutes. 7-minute match.
I'm not sure the referee sees it.
No, he doesn't, because we should stop the action. Stop, get the mouthpiece in.
Oh, he's a great ref. Look at that.
Get it right in there. No waste of time.
Trying to turn him over. They're both up again.
Well, they're out of it now.
He's got his head. If he gets guard, he could have a finishing hold. Remember Igor Zinoviev.
What a turnaround that was against Mario Sperry.
Does the position look familiar to you, Dave?
But can he do what Zinoviev did, which was seemingly wondrous at the time?
Well, it was unprecedented, that's for sure.
He beat a guy who was 273-0.
He's still holding it, Dave.
Yeah, this has been quite an intense match for these guys.
Oh, that was a very nice move.
The crowd reacts to what they can see. When it's more in the open, the crowd can relate to it more. Let's see who conditioning.
Watch the knees on Nigel, though. It's dangerous on the inside there.
Let's see about the conditioning aspect. These guys have been at it now for close to 11 minutes.
Jason still smiling, backing up, but he's still smiling. Oh, Nigel's. Watch the knees. Oh, there it is.
And they trade the kicks.
The elevator again.
Now Scantlebury gets on top.
Side control.
And you see Canals practically climbing the fence to get out, looking for a little bit of room.
This is a very nice fight. And going for the ankles again. They're trading ankles.
These guys go back and forth with different styles, whatever seems to work, but nothing works for that long. So they have to keep going to the well and trying different things.
Nigel's been closer at finishing than Jason.
He's had the harder work in this bout as we get to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And this opener has been a test of wills. It's been a match of styles, which have been certainly, in many cases, identical. They want to try to do the same things. And 15 minutes is the limit here.
And Jason is really putting all effort he can into that crank. He looks like from here I can't see, but he's figure four'd it.
Scantlebury working very hard from his side.
This is a terrific 139-pound bout.
You got guys that can't establish control for too long. Now they've got 3 minutes to go.
Both working on the same type of technique. Makes for an interesting fight. Very tactical fight. Trying to hook
And both of these guys, since they're trying so many similar things.
He's got the heel up now, but he keeps popping it down. But he had his hand his elbow wrapped around that heel.
Boy, these guys have gone through a glossary of holds and escapes and reverses. They've really run the gamut here. There's no overtime in this one, right? So just 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. And fittingly enough,
looks like Nigel's getting up.
We would get a draw if we go to 2 minutes, this not being a championship bout. Nigel Scantlebury in the purple trunks and has been on the bottom much of this bout. Jason Canals in the black trunks trying to work around it here.
You got to remember now, this is a non-tournament format, so these are just bouts, just like professional boxing.
15 minutes.
So if this goes to a draw, we don't have any judges. We see who wins. If no one wins, they come back. Extreme Fighting 3.
Well, how convenient that might be. These guys look like they could go at it for 100 minutes and maybe not settle it. They've got a very good sense of the techniques. And Scantlebury, the aggressor here, Canals trying to ward it off, not give in too much, and then rise himself. Well, in some sports, John, the tie is like kissing your sister. What would a draw be like to these guys?
I think it's working. The draw, it looks like it's happening.
How would these guys feel about it?
Oh, this is a great fight. I'm sure they're going to be happy. It is the battle of the ankle cranks, isn't it?
It sure has been that tonight. We saw a little bit of the kickboxing in the beginning as these guys tried to establish position, and once they did, they gave the impression they could be here all night trying to settle this.
These guys could go for an hour and a half. You know, Nigel was much better standing fighter than Jason, but Jason showed his experience in getting out of some finishing holds.
And so Canals made this an on-the-mat type of a battle, and they have had similar conditioning, know all the rules and the holds, the ankle holds. We are counting down, and folks, it looks like this first one is going to go into the books as a draw. Very good matchup as far as in quality. These guys had all the moves, but no way to finish. And so round number one will be a stalemate. We've already reached that time. We're waiting for the bell. And there it is. So Jason Canals in the black trunks, Nigel Scantlebury in the purple trunks. Cannot decide it here. They go the full 15 minutes, and John, I think even with a 5-minute overtime session like we'll have for the championship bout, this would have been a draw still.
This is a great fight. Great fight.
We have a draw.
So the crowd being alerted that no winner decided, and therefore it's a draw. It's not a points competition. John, if you had to speculate, if you had to score something like this yourself, who would you think would have won the bout? If you had to say give points.
I saw Scantlebury do much better standing, but Jason got out of a lot of stuff. Just because you're a defensive fighter doesn't make you a bad fighter. You know, you can still be a winner. In boxing, it's a little different. If they were boxing.
Well, we've got our first bout settled. Jason Canals and Nigel Scantlebury. Now we'll have John Lewis and Jim Teachout. Well, of course, as you know, the Penthouse Pets, very big part of this competition here, the first green card girl. Now we'll take a look at Leslie Glass.
Runner-up for Pet of the Year, Leslie Glass.
And Leslie Glass, who gained her sporting acclaim as a boxing ring card girl before she came up.
the first of the lightweight division, from Las Vegas, Nevada, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing tonight at 159 pounds, John Lewis.
You made a new rule because of John Lewis, huh?
Well, no, not necessarily. There was a lot of elbow hugging of the top rail, and both by Carlson and John, and we just don't want people doing that anymore.
What are the things he does well?
John Lewis is an amazing all-around fighter. Just got his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from Andre Pederneiras. This guy does everything, you know. He's a finishing hold expert from Gene LeBell.
Well, here is John Lewis entering.
I don't know if you remember the tattoos and the body on this guy. Sporting the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gi.
Well, Jim Teachout is his opponent here.
Opponent from Michigan, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing tonight.
Well, Jim Teachout, what does he bring to the table, John?
Jim Teachout.
Jim Teachout
has a lot of skills.
Yeah, he's a finishing holds expert in his own right, but an amazing collegiate wrestler. And you're going to see a conflict of styles here tonight. You're going to see Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Gene LeBell kind of like mated to fight Jim Teachout, AAU National Wrestling Champ.
In your view, what is the big difference between those two styles?
John favors the straight armbar and the go-behind chokes. Teachout favors the side control and the big takedowns. I think we're going to see Teachout come to Lewis.
Teachout coming to Lewis, the side control. Somebody, a veteran of riding time throughout his career, that is more reminiscent for that type of a style. Jim Teachout, second in AAU National Wrestling Championship. He goes against John Lewis. Here it is.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, he holds a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from Andre Pederneiras. He is one of 5 black belts worldwide from the master grappler, Gene LeBell. He is the founder of J-Sec Jiu-Jitsu. He has a record of 6-0-1. He is 28 years old, John Lewis. And his opponent, with a record of 200-0 in Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling. He is a Golden Glove Sub-Open champion from Michigan. He's the runner-up in the AAU National Wrestling Championships. He is Jim Teachout.
And so Jim Teachout, John Lewis, ready to go.
Look for the big beginning by Teachout. I say he's a tackler. He's the aggressor. John will defend the tackle.
That first big move is critical. And as we saw in the last bout, there wasn't that big first move, and we had a draw. Like you said, John, Teachout went to him, but John Lewis was ready for anything, and here he comes out.
John with the single leg grapevine. Teachout with the side control, like I said.
Well, Teachout tried to get the control right away, and then he was able to flip Lewis over him as Lewis tried to get control with his best assets.
What a great base by Teachout, but he turned his back. And you know what that means.
Well, exactly. You're going to get pounded on by Lewis, who wants to take away all the weapons Teachout has now.
Expert in the rear naked choke.
And watch how Lewis maintains his balance on top there. He's not leaning too much either way. Lands the elbows. And that gets the crowd into it here.
Tapped out. This fight is over.
Wow. Unbelievable what positioning can do. Utterly unbelievable what the right positioning with the right weapon can do.
The game is position.
We saw in the first bout 2 guys who had their position able to go against each other and negate it. this is the situation here. A very good Greco-Roman expert can teach out. John Lewis got him from behind, 3 pops. And why did it end so fast when he got that?
When you turn your back, he's going to get rear naked. The elbows bothered him. Never been hit from behind.
And watch how Lewis maintains his balance on top here. He's not leaning too much either way. Off the elbows and gets the crowd into it here.
Tapped out.
Teach Out gets bombed right there, and 3 shots by Lewis. Teach Out looks exasperated.
I think he's overwhelmed and disappointed. Here's the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our second bout tonight, we have a winner at 52 seconds, John Lewis, by submission.
So John Lewis shows you the second side of extreme fighting. We see a draw, and then we see a bout end in 52 seconds, and John Lewis establishing superior positioning, and he did it like a veteran, John.
Yeah, he did. He made the right moves, and you know, as you said before, position is everything.
Well, ready for ring girl number 3.
Please help me welcome back to the ring, this June 1990, the lovely Amy Lynn. Ladies and gentlemen,
and so we've seen Elizabeth Hilton, Leslie Glass, Amy Lynn, and here's our next bout.
The world. From Chesapeake, Virginia, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in tonight at 179 pounds, Steve Faulkner.
What does he bring to the table?
Steve Faulkner's the #1 Wing Chun guy in the world today. What did he weigh in at? 179 pounds. This guy's like a rock. Simultaneous block and punch, low kicks to the knees, big elbows. Let's see what he can do against Igor Houdini Zinoviev.
And Igor Houdini Zinoviev indeed will be stiff competition. There you get a look at Steve Faulkner, 14-0, and this no doubt will be his toughest test because he's facing somebody who really found himself in the last bout.
I think this guy, Steve Faulkner, is an incredibly tough guy.
And his opponent from St. Petersburg, Russia, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in tonight at 187 pounds, Igor Zinoviev.
And Igor Zinoviev gets quite a reception here. He is well known after Extreme Fighting 1.
Looks like the girls like him too.
Well, he put quite a move on Mario Sperry to end the Extreme Fighting match before. Faulkner 31, Zinoviev 29. Everything else about the same. A considerable advantage perhaps for Zinoviev with the 11-pound differential. And Igor Zinoviev beat a guy who was 273-0. Now he faces a guy 14-0. He's got to think it's a different story here, too.
Whole different game, though. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments versus a really well-rounded, all-around fighter whose style is very, very alien to Mr. Zinoviev. I mean, he's never seen a Wing Chun fighter before in his life, and this guy's a classic Wing Chun fighter.
From Chesapeake, Virginia, with 13 years in the discipline of Wing Chun with Duncan Leong. He has an undefeated fighting record of 14-0. He is 31 years old. He is Steve Faulkner. And his opponent from St. Petersburg, Russia, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in tonight at 187 pounds, He was the captain of the Russian Sambo team with a fighting record of 17-0. He is the current middleweight extreme fighting champion of the world, Igor Zinoviev.
Well, Igor Zinoviev, to some, may be the heart and soul of extreme fighting, the new star that's been on the horizon. Now, John, the style that he's going to face, how will it represent itself here, and what problems could it present for Igor?
It could present big problems. He's never faced anyone who blocks punches and kicks like this guy does, all simultaneously. He's going to have to get in close. Let's see what he has in mind.
Now Zinoviev piles him right up. Oh! Extremely big advantage right away for Igor Zinoviev. He wasted no time, 10 seconds, to say, I'm the boss. Now, will he be the boss?
Side control, as we see, but Igor's got a tremendous crunch to his power. Let's see if he mounts.
Well, that was so compact, he just waited for Faulkner to come at him and then went right to business.
Igor's got a tremendous right hand. Let's see if he uses it.
He didn't get the chance there.
He's got the hooks in. That's a rear naked. He's tapping out.
Wow, Igor Zinoviev wasting no time. 45 seconds. The heart and soul of extreme fighting for very good reason. Right down to earth. Terrific execution, really. And now we've seen it all in 3 different bouts here.
Yeah, we have. Rear nakeds. John Donahue wisely stopped that fight.
Well, what did he defeat in that style that could have given him problems? It looked like it didn't bother him at all.
Well, Steve Faulkner didn't get his distance game, and he charged him, which was the right thing to do.
And by this point, Igor Zinoviev has taken over.
You see the rear naked implied, and you know, John Donahue knows finishing holds better than Steve Faulkner does.
Winner by submission, and it's still extreme middleweight champion of the world, Igor Zinoviev.
Well, Igor Zinoviev in 44 seconds, that will put him somewhere in the annals of the quickest victories in extreme fighting. Look at people looking that as Igor Zinoviev, in typical low-key, low-profile fashion, really making his mark here in a nice way. Well, we've had extreme different results here thus far. First bout, bantamweight Jason Casales and Nigel Scantlebury, a draw. And then we had 2 very quick ones. 52 seconds with John Lewis took care of Jim Teachout, and 44 seconds for Igor Zinoviev to defeat Steve Faulkner.
I'm here with John Lewis backstage, and John, talk to me about this fight.
Fun, I had fun. I was shocked at first when he first came in because I didn't expect him to come in aggressive like that, punching. But so he caught me a couple good shots at the beginning, which I thought was real good. He was really strong. He tried to turn me over a couple times, and I felt like it was very good that way. And he's real strong. He's a real talented guy. So I was surprised in the beginning, but eventually I got it back together, and I was able to take care of it.
And do you have anybody to thank for this?
Yeah, I want to thank Marco Albuquerque, Andre Pederneiras, who's in my corner, for helping me with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Also, I want to thank Gene LaBelle. I want to thank all my students, you know, Sean's, everybody for helping train me for this.
Well, you were in great shape.
Igor Zinoviev, my man. Excuse me? Mainly Igor Zinoviev, who I train with all the time.
You were in great shape for this fight, and you were surprised by his aggression.
I was very surprised by it, and he punched good, came in good, got a couple good shots, and I had to change my game plan real quick.
And how's the ear?
Good, it's good. Feels fine. I didn't feel it, but I guess I had some stitches there.
Got a little laceration.
3 stitches.
3 stitches, that could be the worst injury in extreme fighting.
Probably the worst I ever had.
So, and sporting new tattoos for this fight?
Not really. The same old things. Got to do some coloring, but right now I'm the same.
So what are you going to take some time off now, or what are you going to do?
I'm going to go back and teach at school and train a little bit more and have some more fun. I'm going to go to Brazil for a little bit, train a little bit over there. But things are going good, and I'm happy for now, so I'll just take a rest for tonight.
Where's your school?
In Las Vegas, Nevada. It's called JSEC Jiu-Jitsu. It's merged now with Andre Pederneiras' school, so it'll be Luis Pederneiras Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Is that the first time an American school and a Brazilian school have merged?
It's the first time it merged, so I hope it all works out really well.
John Lewis, thank you so much for competing.
Alex Taylor joining Elizabeth Hilbert, Leslie Glass, Amy Lynn, and now our next bout.
For the lightweight extreme fighting championship of the world. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, standing in at 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in tonight at
there is Health Gracie.
58 pounds.
With that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style in.
Opponent from Amarillo, Texas, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 157 pounds, Steve Nelson.
And there you get a look at Steve Nelson, 5-time national Sambo champion, 2-time silver medalist at the World Cup Sambo, 1994 silver medalist in wrestling. And there you go, 32 years of age, 5'9", 157, 8 years older than Health Gracie, the Pitbull, 24 years of age, 5'9", and 158. So they're very close to each other that way. They've got different experience levels in different areas of competition. And there they stare at each other across the ring.
And Health Gracie has the consummate stare.
Well,
from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, grandson of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu creator Carlos Gracie and brother of Renzo, with a record of 14-0, the 1993 Vale Tudo champion. He is 24 years old, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, and weighing in tonight at 158 pounds. He is the current lightweight extreme fighting champion of the world, Health the Pitbull Gracie.
He's not. He's not.
And from Amarillo, Texas, 5-time national Sambo champion, a 2-time silver medalist at the World Cup Sambo Wrestling Tournament, a 1994 silver medalist in the world of Sambo and Wrestling Pan Am Games. He is 32 years old, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 157 pounds. He is Steve Nelson.
Okay, so Nelson and Gracie get set to battle. Gracie 14-0, of course. And John, his credentials include everything.
Right.
And what is he not?
There was a mistake. He's not the current lightweight champion of the world. The ring announcer made a mistake.
Well,
this is for the lightweight championship of the world.
Well, maybe it's just a little premonition, huh?
Maybe.
We'll see. Health Gracie, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert, and Steve Nelson here trying to do it with Sambo. And the extreme fighting has been the province of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so far.
Nice leg kick. Goes for the delicate knee.
Boy.
Ooh, he almost landed the left jab right in his face.
Health Gracie looks at you like he's got a problem. Those eyes are menacing as he goes right into Steve
Turned
Nelson.
his back.
That's a bad sign for Nelson.
Oh, it's hard. One hook in. This is exactly how Health won his last fight, if you recall.
It's a matter of how much Nelson can take, and he's covering up. This should be over soon. How much of this can Nelson take? They've got to stop it, and they do. So, Health Gracie with a very quick victory. And he will be making his way to John Mulaney. Here is Health Gracie taking the initiative. And once Steve Nelson turns his back, it's over. These are crunching shots to the head. He gets full position, and once Steve Nelson watches on, he surrenders here. Takes more shots than he needs, and the referee steps in. So, Health Gracie does have his lightweight championship, and he does it in extremely quick style. Steve Nelson had nothing he could do.
This evening, we have a winner at 44 seconds by submission. It's still lightweight extreme fighting champion of the world, Health Gracie.
So the Gracie name continues to mean magic regarding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as Health Gracie wins it in 44 seconds. Health Gracie getting his congratulations, and he'll be moving over. Penthouse pet number 5, Stacy Moran.
This October 1993, the lovely Miss Stacy Moran.
All right, we've got a couple bouts remaining. Here we've got bout number 5 on the program. Carlos Newton, John Revelle, Montreal.
Yeah, Jean Revere is from.
Revelle is 4th in the 1991 World Open Karate Tournament. He'll bring karate skills to this competition. And how about his opponent?
Well, he's an alternate, so I haven't seen him, but this guy's supposed to be, he'll look much smaller against Jean Revere, but this guy's supposed to be an Israeli commando specialist. So we haven't seen that yet.
Well, he's been in some extreme situations himself that will far outweigh this one.
Jean Revere, I'm not sure what he weighed in at, but he's awfully big. And he's got a tremendous right hand.
Heavyweight bout. Entering the ring now, the hometown favorite from Montreal, Canada, standing 6 feet, 2 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 280 pounds, Jean Revere. And his opponent from Richmond Hill, Ontario, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 205 pounds, Carlos Newton.
Well, Carlos Newton, the youngest extreme fighter ever, 19. He's got quite an assignment in front of him here. He's also giving away 75 pounds, so good luck there, huh? Revere 26, Newton 19. Well, Revere would have it all over him with a 75-pound differential. What's the strategy for each of these guys, John?
Looks like Newton's going to a gi, which I think is amazing, but he really prides himself on wearing a gi. Now, we haven't seen this yet in extreme fighting, so he must be very comfortable with the gi on. I don't know if he realizes, though, that Jean Revere was a judo champion before he got into karate.
Canada. He's 1-0 in no rules fighting, beating Master Hulk in 22 seconds in the Brazilian Vale Tudo Championships. He is 26 years old, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 280 pounds, Jean Revere. From Richmond Hill, Canada, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 205 pounds. In his first extreme fighting appearance, he is 10-0 in jiu-jitsu tournaments. He is the youngest competitor in extreme fighting history. He is just 19 years old. He is Carlos Newton.
So Carlos Newton has been introduced. Here we are, 15 minutes for the bout. 5 minutes overtime only for the championship bout. No biting or eye gouging. Doctor or the referee can stop the bout. And how you win by submission most of the time. Knockout, TKO, and corner throwing in the towel also possible, but submission the biggie there.
Jean Revere could win by knockout. We've seen him knock out guys in the Vale Tudo.
Well, he has the credentials to do it. He weighs 280, his opponent 205. And he's got the gloves, of course, safety gloves, added for this competition, which go over the knuckles so that you cannot be bitten and have teeth marks to create problems, as has happened in some competitions where in martial arts tournaments it's happened where people have spent time in the hospital for what's happened on account of that.
Human bite is the worst bite, and any other kind of laceration to the face we've reduced now.
But all of the equipment and all of the rules, still Newton has a big assignment in front of him, literally, with Revere. We're waiting for a mouthpiece to come in here.
He's forgotten his mouthpiece.
Well, I'd say that's a little bit of nervous energy.
Wait a second, here it comes. Special delivery.
When it absolutely, positively has to be there right now.
And he got delivered by a pirate.
All right, so Carlos Newton ready to go. Let's see what kind of a bout he can make here against Revere.
Look at Revere. Whoa, the big tackle. Can he tackle that guy?
Well, if he had a little bit more bulk, it would have worked already.
He's got the neck already. Look at him push his knees in there. He's got the leg hook now. Oh, look at Jean Revere. He's like on the beach.
Little guy taking his best shot, Revere, like he's swatting a mosquito.
Yeah, but that's not the right move from there. Revere should be tightening up his cinch on that neck.
Well, maybe taking the little guy a little lightly.
He's going to guard. He's escaped. This little guy can go. He's going behind. The hooks are in. Well, Jean Revere going to put him in the fence.
Newton had all the moves, just not enough bulk.
Let's see if he flips his leg around to go behind. Good headbutt. But I think the dreadlocks probably padded that a bit. No.
They lean against that fence and whoa.
Rear naked from the top. This is great. This is a great fight. He's got the hooks in. Jean Revere's going to get choked. Can't see if he's got it figure forward yet. It looks like John has his arm on him.
The little guy really making this a battle here at 2:05, a minute and 10 in. Jean-Paul Revere a little bit casual, and Newton trying to do it from the top and cannot.
I love the way he's trying to stay behind him.
But had Newton been in against a 225-pound guy, he may have had this battle already. but the sheer bulk of Revere keeping him from danger.
He's going to mount. Jean Revere with a half a guard. He's been grappling. He gets the mount. Let's see if he can hold a big guy down in the mount. He's going to punch. He's got a nice base, this kid.
Well, Newton may have confounding some people in the crowd who look at him.
Watch for the arm bar.
75 pounds lighter.
I'm sorry, I stepped
See
in
if that arm... there it is with Revere.
Little Kesagatami action. Will he try to bend that arm off?
Now Carlos Newton is going to find out what kind of a match he's in.
Well, he's got 280 pounds on him, but he's not out of the woods yet. Trying for the reversal now. He turns his back to get out.
Good moves by Newton.
Great
really
move.
Trying hard down
Great
there.
move. Great move. Jean Revere.
Well, the strength is for Revere, but the quickness by Newton and able to keep himself in this bout here.
He's going to pick him up. It looks like a fireman's carry coming.
Take a look at the face of Newton.
Time.
Some exasperation, some time out as a mouthpiece has gone out. Boy, in any break that Newton can get, he will suck up that air with abandon.
I like this fight.
Yeah, the little guy has really come to make this interesting.
He's a talented
think
guy.
The 280-pound guy might just take immediate control and win it, but Newton is game.
Let's see if he tackles again. Uh-oh, Revere's closing for kicks.
Revere closing in with a kick was a surprise. We hadn't seen that from him.
Note the mouthpiece on Jean Revere. He's blowing up a bit.
That's going to come out again, it appears, on Revere.
I don't think John Donahue will tolerate too many mouthpiece spit-outs.
No. It's a sign of fatigue at the best case. In the worst case, it would be a sign of trying to buy time.
Carlos is backing out of this hold.
Well, Revere applying the big pressure. How well is he doing it, John?
I think he's doing really well. A little knee from... could he have a little knee? From Jean Revere. He's trying to get out from under there. John Donahue on top of things.
Well, you have to be ready for any kind of an instant turn, anything that would indicate danger.
He's not hurting him at all under there.
Well, Newton at least trying to buy time to set up an opportunity, and Revere trying to use his massive girth here and weaken his smaller opponent.
Jean Revere just trying to hold him as he rests on top also. You notice Carlos has a real presence of mind. He's blocking his head from the knee.
And that could be devastating coming from such a big fighter. He knows his way. He's not lost on the bottom. And there's shot at the knee you were talking about, John.
I wasn't the only one conscious of it, though. Look at his hands. Comes another one.
There's another crank up.
Those are pretty hard.
And how much can that glove protect him here?
It's making him get up, and that's forcing an issue.
So, Revere has smoked out Newton here.
He's in a much better position, Carlos, now. Oh, very tricky.
Good
Puts
leg
the
movement
wrap
here
leg.
by
He's
Newton.
going behind again.
And Revere leaning here.
Up. Back to basics.
And you see Newton with a compact, balanced frame on the bottom and not panicking. Even though he's anything but comfortable.
Hey, for a 19-year-old, this guy's pretty mature.
He has done a lot. He's extended this match already to the 40% mark.
Look at his jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's really protecting himself.
It is really bailing him out here.
I love that movement up on the top with Revere standing there like a statue and him wrapped around him like a monkey. It was great.
Well, we've got Revere here trying to close it from on top. Watch that knee. He winds up. Doesn't use it there, but he's been going to it. And there it is. Boy,
that's about 5 knees. But his arms are getting closer to the offending appendage.
The offending appendage, no less. Well put. And we have Revere winding up for another blast. 280 pounds.
Position's changed a little. Oh, just as I said it, it's back. Now he's got the pant legs. You see that?
Getting a little higher up now.
Yeah, trying to get up.
Newton trying to work.
I wonder why Revere doesn't just stand up and play this game the way he wants to.
But Revere trying to capitalize on the one position and keep Newton down, so now he pounds the side. As much as he's thrown the legs, should Revere have been throwing more?
Well, he got the first roundhouse kick in, but this kid can tackle. I mean, he's shown some skills standing up. They're different skills. Let's see if he tries to roll out. And there's the sit out. He rolls out.
Wow. And Newton brings the crowd up with a nice move. The little man with the big heart.
See if he can hold side control on a 280-pounder.
It's like
he
laying
mounts
on top of a whale here. Here he goes. 205 versus 280.
Now's the payback.
Now, he says, I'm going to remember everything you did to me about 5 minutes ago. We're halfway through this bout.
I'm surprised. There's an armbar. Will he take it? He goes for it. He pops his head out, and he's got the arm. Let's see if he pops his head out. Oh, he's getting rolled over. That's a shame.
Revere, mouthpiece practically dangling.
He taps out.
And wins it suddenly. Had the position so quickly, John. He made the right move. Carlos Newton is up. Get a look at him as Revere turned it in an instant. So about 8 minutes in, John Revere from Montreal gets it done. Newton had just come at him, and there's the finish. Able to roll him over, the arm bar, the finish. And you get a look at how positioning is so key. He was firing punches, he was firing kicks, but what spelled the end of this bout? The positioning and the leverage used by Jean-Paul Revere. There he is, taking it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our big fight tonight, the heavyweight bout, we have a winner. At 7 minutes and 22 seconds, winner by submission, Jean Revere.
Well, Revere finally able to use his massive strength. He turns the bout around, perfect position, total danger, the arm bar, everything working, and that man makes a nice transition, wins the bout, and he's on his way to the interview room. But right now, we've got John Peretti standing by.
I'm here with Health Gracie backstage. We saw how devastating he is. We've seen him twice on Extreme Fighting. He'll be back now as the World Extreme Fighting Lightweight Champion. Anything to say about that opponent you had?
He's a good, but he's a tough opponent, but I'm better than him. Then I was lucky. But the more I train, the more lucky I am.
A little sarcasm there from the Brazilian. What did he do wrong, Health?
He just shot in the wrong time, you know. He don't did nothing wrong. I was faster than him.
You beat him exactly how you beat Makoto in Extreme Fighting 1. Is that a specialty of yours?
No, it's not a specialty. It's just I'm working with the opponent to do it, give it to me. If he give it his back, I'm getting his back. If he give it the mountain, I get the mountain. I just get what he's giving to me. I don't say I have like a strategy to do something. I just, what he give, what I get it.
When you attack him and he backs up like that and then he shoots and you hold him down, do you think about going behind him right away or do you think about getting the arm?
No, I'm thinking holding him there and putting him down then come in my mind to go to his back. Just we work with the time. You know, the mistake he's do, I do better than him.
So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is still the best, and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is your specialty.
Yes, that is.
When you fight a wrestler, do you train any different for that wrestler than you train for the boxer?
I train the same thing. It's the technique never change. You just train more, you know.
So it's not specific to anybody who you're fighting.
Doesn't matter who is going to fight. I'm going to train the same thing.
If he kicks, you get the mount. If he punches, you get the mount. If he tackles, you get the mount.
Yes, that is.
Anybody want to thank or? Anybody you want to thank? You want to thank your grandfather? I know there's a huge history in Brazil and your family.
We have a huge history. My grandfather is the foundation of Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I have to say thank you for him, you know. Now he's not here with us, but I know he's keeping looking to me.
Great. Health Gracie, extreme fighting, lightweight world champion.
Now, let me get your attention, and please welcome back one of Canada's own, Miss January 1995, Lydia Jones.
Watch my back, 'cause I might end up dead. I remember back in the day when I was young, sitting around the table playing poker for fun. It's just the right teachings of a young man.
Well, there you go, the heavyweight championship, Conan Silveira and Carl Franks. And here we go with Conan Silveira against Carl Franks. And look at these guys, John.
Hey, Carl is an excellent grappler, and he's been in many fights. He's in Vale Tudo. He's the world pancreas champion, and he's big, he's strong, he trains well, and he's got the tattoos.
Weighing in tonight at 218 pounds is Carl Franks. And his opponent.
And there's Conan Silveira.
Conan, we know.
Standing 6 feet, 1 inch tall.
Some action from Extreme Fighting 1.
132 pounds. Marcus Conan Silveira.
And there is Conan Silveira against Carl Franks. The matchups, Franks a little bit older, 6'1" to 5'8" for Silveira. The weight approximately the same. Styles are different.
Marcus Silveira is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy from Carlson Gracie, excuse me. And Carl Franks, kickboxing, pancration, and Hawaiian champion. This is going to be a good fight.
Well, John, we've seen so many fighters have trouble going against the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu way of doing things, which has been dominant. How do you beat that style? Ideally.
You have to get side control. You have to get positions that they're unfamiliar with, and you have to hit them. You have to take them out of their game. Now, Carl is a leg cranker, okay? And he's an ankle cranker. And now he's going to look slower, but he's effective.
He's the 1995 United Full Contact Federation Heavyweight Champion with a fighting record of 5-0 in no rules fights. He is 32 years old, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weighing in tonight at 218 pounds. He is Carl Franks. from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a member of the Carlson Gracie team, he has an undefeated record of 28-0. He is 30 years old, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, and weighing in tonight at 232 pounds. The current Extreme Fighting Heavyweight Champion of the World, Marcus Conan Silveira.
Well, Silveira and Franks have been introduced.
Don't close your eyes on this one.
Conan with a very good build. They've got dueling tattoos.
Yeah, they do. That was great. Let's see. Who's going to tackle who?
That could be a side competition. I've got the better artist than you do. There's almost no room left on their skin for anything but tattoos.
Here we go. Oh, Carl looks aggressive. Well, very bad leg kick.
He's lucky he didn't pay for that.
Yeah, very bad.
You have to throw that kick with conviction. You can't just throw it out there and see what happens. It has to be calculated and perfect.
I think Conan's a better athlete, but Carl's got some surprises, I'm sure. He's not a leg kicker.
No, he's only showing the leg kick here. He really hasn't done much with it.
Nice left hook. He tries to counter with the right hand. That's a tough thing to do, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We've seen a little bit of actual sparring here in the beginning.
It's a nice little fight. He's got the big left hook, doesn't he? Conan's starting to look downstairs. I see his eyes change.
He wants the opening.
Landed the roundhouse, nothing on it. Well, that had a little more on it. He's getting more confident.
Yeah, he's getting his range a little bit better.
Yeah, but Conan could tackle him after he gets confident.
Well, he wasn't ready for the left hook.
Carl fends him off.
Nasty slapping blows here.
Big right hand. Two right hands. Four right hands.
He may not even have to go down.
End of the fight.
A rarity in extreme fighting in that
Carl's
the fight
upset.
ends with both guys standing.
Carl's upset that he stopped it. Carl's upset he stopped it.
Well, it happened so quick that look at what he does.
And the chant, jiu-jitsu. What a great doctor, Dr. Oswanek. You know, he designed these gloves.
He designed them so that there would be some safety.
Let's look at it again.
Here's the use of those gloves as Silveira just unloading. And John, this is a rarity for somebody to win a fight in this fashion. They're both standing up, they box, it's over.
The jiu-jitsu guy with the big right hands.
And just before that, I'm thinking he should try to go upstairs more with his punching. Hey, and if he had any leverage in those shots, it would even be more.
Yeah, he's just a big arm puncher, isn't he?
Yeah, well, his arms are good enough. Now, a good move by the referee. He has to do it there. Has to do it.
I was really happy he had those gloves on for those shots because it could have caused really severe lacerations. You know, Dr. Oswanek designed those gloves, and he wrote the sports medicine for the combat arts book. So he really understands what's going on in that ring.
He does, and this was quite an opportune time to stop it. You rarely see dominance in a boxing style like that. But Conan Silveira, and also showing different skills between Extreme Fighting 1 and 2. Well, we'll get the official time pretty soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner at 1 minute and 17 seconds. Referee John Donahue stops the fight. Winner and still Extreme Fighting World Champion in the heavyweight division, Marcus Conan Silveira.
So, nasty slapping blows here.
Big right hand, two right hands, four right hands.
He may not even have to go down.
End of the fight.
on the Ganawami Sports Complex.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for coming and supporting Extreme Fighting 2!
And a happy Conan Silveira being greeted by his supporters after winning it in 1 minute and 17 seconds. So, tonight, in the opening bout, we saw Jason Canals and Nigel Scantlebury go the full 15 minutes. They went to a draw. Two guys with similar type of styles. So they went at it. Scantlebury was aggressive, Canals holding off, but at 15 minutes it was an official draw. But then it got explosive. In the second bout, John Lewis in the lightweight division took care of Jim Teachout in just 52 seconds. He got behind Teachout, popped him with a few shots, and Teachout tapped out, taking those shots to the back of the head. Then, the signature symbol of extreme fighting, Igor Zinoviev. I called him Igor Houdini Zinoviev in his first outing when he beat Mario Sperry, who was 273-0. He came up with a victory over Steve Faulkner in just 44 seconds. And Zinoviev made one big move, slammed him down, and was able to take the bout. So Igor Zinoviev, now the middleweight champion of extreme fighting. So that took us 3 bouts through. Then Health Gracie in 44 seconds, showing that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was superior to Sambo. He did that. Then we had victories by Conan Silverio and Carlos Newton. Well, so there we go. We've got an interview set up now with John and Conan. Let's go to them now.
Bill, world heavyweight extreme fighting champion. What do you think?
Well, I want to say then I train very hard for the fight, like always I do. I don't care about who's going to be my opponent, but I believe in training very hard. So I always expect I'm going to do good, like I did tonight.
Well, you showed us the big right hand tonight. We hadn't seen that before.
Yes, what happened? Most of the people they think then, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. The Jiu-Jitsu doesn't work in the ground. I mean, you guys got to understand then it's a complete, it's 100%. The best style in the world. So you do everything, punching, kicking, grabbing. The strong part is in the ground.
And you're the best big fighter in the world today.
Yeah, you're saying that. Thank you.
You can take your mouthpiece out. Now, tell me one other thing. When you trained for this guy, did you train on the heavy bag? Did you do like boxing techniques?
Yeah, I want to explain something. My training was with my brother Marcelo and somebody super special. Then is Carson Gracie Jr. Him and Marcelo. Because Carson was with another fights around the world. So they put everything together. And, they make me training, standing, ground, punching bag very hard.
When you're in there, who do you think you're going to be up against next, Extreme Fighting 3?
I mean, what I heard, I hope is Kimo. I want to see a big guy next one, real big guy, bigger than me, to make the things go on. That's what I want to know. I mean, already know. I'm not saying Kimo, but anyone, is able to come over here, and do
any boxer in the world.
Any boxer,
any kickboxer in the world.
Yes.
You don't care who you're going to fight.
Respect, all my respect that I have for everyone. I want to have a. Let's go, guys. Come over here. Let's go. Play heavyweight.
And Conan, the big T, the big Mike Tyson, he's out there for you.
I mean, about Mike, I always gotta say, it's 2 different ways you can see. If I put the gloves to fight him, I know a little bit boxing, but I'm not professional like him. But if it comes to, anything goes like that, like extreme fighting, I really don't think it's gonna be good for him.
Can he defend himself from the waist down?
I don't think so.
Will he defend the tackle?
No. And anything goes like that is going to be real fast.
Marcus Conan Silveira right here, Extreme Fighting, world champion. Congratulations, my friend.
Well, the fans in Montreal got quite a nice show. We hope you enjoyed it at home and hope you stay tuned next time. Thanks for tuning in to Extreme Fighting 2. See you next time, everybody, on Extreme Fighting 3.
Wait for you. Parle un petit peu anglais.
They just came straight in, didn't give us a chance to, get addressed. Total invasion.
How many of the PKs were involved in this? Did you initiate this? And what?
There were 7 warned. I really don't think this is a good idea right now. This is not a good idea. You're calling attention to me, and I don't want it. I can just leave if you prefer that.